Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakron with a look at some of the top stories that we're following at this hour. So we continue to follow the latest in that incident in Midtown. 4 people sent to the hospital, dozens forced to evacuate their buildings after a crane failure caused a partial building collapse just yesterday. My colleague, Atlanta News First reporter Bridget Spencer, is in Midtown this morning with how it is impacting the commute.
West Peachtree and Spring Streets between 10th and 12th Streets is going to be looking pretty much like this. You're going to see a detour sign, you're going to see a road closed sign. That's because they're working to get this stabilized before they let people back in. I want to take you to that video from that incident yesterday. It was yesterday afternoon when the fire captain says something fell, causing a crane failure at this construction site. That led to 2 floors of the building that they were working on to partially collapse. It forced evacuations for several people surrounding this area along a 1-block radius. Now, the incident sent 4 construction workers also to the hospital. The affected building is a 26-story condo complex under development by Portman Holdings. Evacuees told us how scary those moments were the moment they were notified, and neighbors at that point were checking on one another in the surrounding buildings.
And I found out from friends saying, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, what do you mean?
I was just working in my apartment, and firefighter came up to our door, knocked on it, and told them they were just evacuating the building for safety precautions.
Yeah, if you're traveling to work this morning, be prepared to find another way if you normally take this route. We're told those 4 people who were injured did face some minor injuries, thankfully. OSHA at this point is stepping in to investigate as well. In Midtown, Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
And as Bridget mentioned, several of those families booted out of their apartments until the construction site can be stabilized there. Families who live at the 10 West apartment have been showing up to the Homewood Suites on West Peachtree. They got a knock on the door from the fire crews yesterday telling them that they have to get out of the apartment because it's in the danger zone. Residents discovered a notice on their building saying that no one's allowed in until the fire department gives the all clear. Certainly they are hoping to return soon. Let's listen.
Found out from friends saying, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, what do you mean?
I was just working in my apartment, and firefighter came up to our door, knocked on it, and told them they were just evacuating the building for safety precautions.
And residents say they keep checking their emails, waiting for an update, of course, on when they can return home. And also right now there is a shooting investigation underway. This shooting happening overnight in Atlanta. Teenagers died. Another person is now recovering. This argument apparently turned into a gunfight late last night, all unfolding on Donald Lee Hollowell Parkway. Atlanta police say the shooting happened shortly before midnight last night. They say guns came out during a disagreement between several people. They're still trying to determine how many people exactly were involved in this altercation, but they say that the 18-year-old was already dead when they arrived on scene. The victim in his 20s was rushed off to Grady Memorial Hospital. The disagreement happened in front of what family members say was a recording studio. They're telling us that the victim was a rapper. The grandmother of the teenage victim has a message for whoever pulled the trigger. Let's listen.
Y'all hang together, y'all growed up together, so turn yourself in, because guess what? I'm not going to never let it in. So you better turn yourself in. Do you see this lady face right here? Look in her eyes and see. I'm that lady right there. Turn yourself in, because I'm that lady right there.
Yeah, well, police are working to gather some surveillance video, trying to piece together what happened. And of course, if you think you know anything that can help you, we're asked to please contact Atlanta Police as well. You know, Atlanta Police also adding some new security patrols along 5 major commercial corridors in order to keep families in Buckhead safe. They include parts of Howell Mill Road, Northside Parkway, Peachtree Road, Roswell Road, and Piedmont Road. We're told off-duty Atlanta police officers are going to drive these patrol units, specifically looking for criminal activity. Officials say current funds only cover costs of these security patrols through the end of the year, and they're already looking for donations to continue funding.
The commercial corridors is where crime statistics say the crimes are happening. So it just makes sense to put the patrols there.
And the new efforts to stop crime come as police are searching for the suspect behind that shooting in Buckhead on Sunday around 3 a.m., where police said that a fight broke out in the Trader Joe's parking lot on Peachtree, and someone started shooting. That area certainly known for nightlife with bars next door to the parking lot. The good news, both victims are expected to survive. Okay, want to show you a look outside as well. Meteorologist Courtney Jacobazi has been tracking the forecast. We see it's a little bit maybe gloomy looking would be the
Yes.
way to describe it, Courtney.
Very dreary, that's for sure. But we do have some light at the end of the tunnel, Joy. And by that, I mean quite literally, because sunshine will actually return to the forecast. Imagine that. I feel like we haven't seen sunshine in forever, but it will return, everybody. So while it looks gloomy out there right now, it'll get better. Don't you worry. Just gotta let me set myself up here. Wait a couple of days, and we will be in the clear from the rain, from all the dreary cloud cover. So hang in there. All right, you're looking out over Midtown right now. Very gloomy looking start to the day. I am First Alert Meteorologist Courtney Jacobazi. Thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning to hear your top stories. And now we're going to get into your forecast. We have several changes on the way, but I do think the forecast overall is going to start improving as we go through the week. Something I feel like we haven't been able to say for quite some time. I've had a handful of people come up to me and ask, like, when are we finally going to dry out? I feel like it's been just cloudy and rainy for forever. It started and then never stopped. But it will eventually go away later this week. So let's talk about what's happening out there and what to expect, at least for the rest of the day today, because today will be fairly gloomy, a little on the rainy side. We do have a first alert in place through about noon, and then once that coverage of rain starts to taper off through the afternoon and evening, we'll drop that first alert because we don't think it'll impact you quite as much. We are already starting to see drying conditions across North Georgia right now, and again, that coverage of rain should continue to taper through the evening. I do think we could see some peaks of sunshine as we head into the early evening hours right before sunset. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be overcast all day. We will see some peaks of sunshine, but definitely clouds more than sun through the day today. So let's take you through it as we head towards 2 o'clock as you're going to pick up the kids from school maybe later this afternoon. It'll be mainly dry with the exception of a few showers. One of the big stories today, guys, is going to be the temperatures. We are going to be well below average. In fact, we have a forecast for 70 in downtown Atlanta. We're supposed to be at 83 this time of year, so upwards of 13 degrees cooler. Some spots might not make it out of the 60s today, so you might need a jacket just to keep you a little more comfortable today. With the clouds, it's a little misty out there, and the cooler weather, the cooler temperatures, I should say. Maybe a jacket will just keep you a little more toasty and comfortable as you're making your way out and about. As we head towards your evening commute, again, mainly dry with the exception of just a couple of spotty showers. And as we head into Wednesday, tomorrow, I think a lot of the rain will stay south of here. So if you live in Spalding County, if you live in Meriwether County, Troup County, you might see a shower or two. But primarily we will be dry, and we're actually going to have sunshine return. Imagine that. Again, light is at the end of the tunnel, everybody. It's on the way tomorrow. The temperature's back in the 70s tomorrow afternoon. It'll really just be a wonderful day tomorrow. Just got to get through the dreary day today. If you are headed to the Braves game tonight, I don't know if any of you saw, if any of you are Braves fans and you follow, Freddie Freeman is back in town. Obviously, the Dodgers are here at Truist Park. His welcome was just so beautiful and wholesome. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure if you scroll on social media, you'll find it. But it was just so wonderful. Standing ovation for Freddie Freeman as he made his way to the plate to bat. So really, really great. And if you are heading over to see the Dodgers play the Braves tonight at 7:20, it'll be pretty comfortable to have 60s in a late May baseball game when this time of year we're usually all melting in the stands. Yeah, pretty nice. And again, we should be mainly dry. The field might be a little on the damp side, but other than that, it'll be a nice night. So as we go through the next couple of days, we're going to be drier. We're going to trend warmer because we'll be drier. I will say, as the skies start to clear and we have more sunshine, allowing for clearer overnights, our overnight low temperatures will also be a little on the cool side. We'll be anywhere from the upper 50s to low 60s the next few mornings. So if you are naturally just a cooler person, I know personally for me that's jacket-worthy weather, you might just want a light jacket as you step out the door the next few mornings. But the umbrella you can put away for tomorrow and Thursday. And then it does look like we could have a few isolated showers Friday. Memorial Day weekend looking pretty okay. We could have a few showers Sunday and Monday, but by and large, we're going to be pretty dry with temperatures back in the upper 70s to low 80s. And I'm going to talk about why. So we have a really interesting setup that's going to kind of take place as we head into the end of the week, something we'll be watching very carefully. What's going to happen is we're going to have a low form off the coast, And what that's going to do is bring rain to parts of the Carolinas. But for us, if this low can stay off the coast, the way wind rotates around an area of low pressure is counterclockwise. So when you're on the backside of a low pressure system, you actually get sinking air. We call it subsidence in the meteorology world, and that creates a drying trend. So when you have that sinking air, that actually gives you so much drier conditions. Meanwhile, on the right side of an area of low pressure, that's where you get sometimes those tropical-like features of bands of rain. And so I do think if you're along the Carolina coast for Memorial Day weekend, you just might get wet. Something we'll be watching. Now, if that low does move a little further inland, that could mean a wetter forecast for us. But right now, again, because it seems like we're going to set up on the backside of that low, and that's where you get that sinking air, we will have drier conditions for Memorial Day weekend, with the exception of maybe just a few afternoon showers for Sunday and Monday. All right, so again, we have that first alert. We're going to drop it in the next couple of hours, and you just might need an umbrella just in case if you're running any errands, but for the most part, it will be dry as we head past lunchtime. Temperatures near 70, mid to upper 70s for Wednesday. We'll see more sunshine tomorrow, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Sunshine returns in full force by Thursday. We'll be back on par for where we should be temperature-wise. We'll be in the low 80s on Thursday. A really nice day on Friday with maybe a couple of stray showers. Just beautiful to start the weekend. Cool, crisp morning in the mid to upper 50s. Highs near 80 for the afternoon, with lots of sunshine. And then as we round out your Memorial Day weekend, long weekend for a lot of you, again, temperatures in the low 80s with maybe a few showers and thunderstorms Sunday and Monday. But definitely don't go canceling any plans if you have them. My best advice to you, have the First Alert weather app, because it'll let you know when rain is in your area, when thunderstorms are in your area, and if you're maybe planning on heading out to the lake, or you're planning on heading to one of the beaches, if you turn on your location, it'll let you know if any storms are rolling in. So as you're enjoying your time outside, if you do happen to be under that 20 or 30% coverage, because someone will see rain, the First Alert weather app will definitely let you know. So we'll just got to get through this dreary day today, and then we will have a much nicer and drier and sunnier and warmer pattern set up, more spring-like air, and just more beautiful days are on the horizon, everybody. Just got to get through a pretty dreary day today. Thankfully, though, a lot of the rain's starting to taper off across North Georgia. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday, everyone. Thanks so much again for spending some time with us, and we'll catch you guys here next time.